Greetings and welcome to the 5 Critical Steps to Building Wealth. I'm your host, H. Cortez, the financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my very best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to hardworking men and women all across this great nation of ours, just like you. Welcome back to another episode of Financial Health Mentor TV. I'm your host, H. Cortez, and today we're talking about the 5 critical steps to building wealth. First thing you have to understand is that wealth building, or to build wealth, starts first in the mind long before it shows up in the wallet or the pocketbook. So let's talk about the 5 critical steps to building wealth, starting with number 1. The first thing you have to do if you're going to build wealth is, number 1, define what wealth means to you. All right, wealth is one of those terms that has broad meanings and means different things to different people. You have to identify what wealth means to you. Otherwise, how can you build something that you don't have a clear picture of? All right, so number 1, you have to first define what wealth means to you. Number 2, you have to actually decide to be wealthy. Now, I know that seems very elementary, but trust me, there is a tremendous amount of power in your decision. The moment you decide to do something, you change to make that happen. And a lot of times people are wishing and hoping for wealth and riches, but they haven't made a definitive decision to become wealthy, meaning they haven't decided to do what it's going to take to get them to that point. All right, number 3 is you have to draw out a plan. All right, you have to count the cost. You have to put some steps in place to get you to that picture of wealth. All right, count the cost. What do I mean? A lot of times we want to be wealthy, but we haven't done the math yet. All right, for instance, my wealth goal is to become a $1 million family. All right, and what I had to understand is that to become a $1 million a year family with residual and passive income, that means I have to make over $2,700 every single day. All right, so count up the cost. What is it going to take for you to really hit your picture of wealth? And then do the numbers, count up the cost, do the math. Do you even have a vehicle that will help you get there? All right, so I had to make all of those assessments. If I'm going to make $1 million a year in passive and residual income, I had to look at the vehicles that I was using to make money to see if they were even able or capable of getting me to my goal. So you have to do that assessment and draw out a plan to get you where you want to be, and then be honest enough to say that, hey, if I'm only working a job, this vehicle is not going to get me to my goal of building wealth. I'm going to have to either switch vehicles altogether or add another vehicle to help me get to my goal. All right, so that's number 3. You have to draw out a plan. Number 4, you have to be determined and disciplined to execute that plan. Because guess what? The moment you decide to do anything, whether it's build wealth, whether it's change your life for the better, whether it's lose weight, the moment you decide to do anything in this world, in this universe, there will always crop up an equal and opposing force to keep you from doing that. That's just the way the universe works. You know why? Because you have to be tested and strengthened to get to that goal. So when you decide to be wealthy, you have to be determined and disciplined to execute that plan that you've drawn out. Because the moment you decide, things are going to crop up to keep you from becoming wealthy. And if you're not determined and disciplined to overcome those challenges, you'll never hit your goal of being wealthy. And number 5, the most critical step of them all, you have to disassociate yourself from people who will not help you or support you in hitting your goal. Yep, that's right. Disassociate yourself from people who will not help you or support you in hitting your goal. And guess what? Sometimes that means the people in your very circle. That's right. Sometimes it's the person that you're laying next to every night. Sometimes it's the person that brought you into this world. All right? Sometimes it's the very people who have been saying that they want to see you hit your dreams and goal all of this time. But the moment you start really going after them, then they show a different face. So you have to disassociate yourself with the people who don't want to support you or help you attain your goal. And that doesn't mean you have to be rude about it, but one of the quickest ways and the best ways to do that is by simply associating with other people. People who are on that path that you want to be on. People who are going after the things that you're going after. And then you simply no longer have time for the people who mean you no good. So my 5 critical steps to building wealth. Number 1, you have to first define what wealth means to you. Number 2, you have to decide to be wealthy. Number 3, you have to draw out a plan to get you there. Number 4, you have to be determined and disciplined to execute that plan. Number 5, you have to disassociate yourself from people who will not help you or support you in hitting your goal of becoming wealthy. And as always, guys, if you do not have a vehicle that's going to get you to your picture of wealth, then check out www.financialhealthmentor.com. We have a 369 financial transformation program that can help anybody who's willing to work the plan get to their goal of becoming wealthy. So I'm H. Cortez, Financial Health Mentor to the working class. Like this video, share it. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, make sure you like the page. And until I talk to you next time, get your money up.